Hello, Ray Phoenix here, and this is Ape Escape 2 for the PS2. This game is a worthy successor to the original classic Ape Escape, which is a legendary masterpiece on the PS1. This is the first Ape Escape game on the PS2. It's called Ape Escape 2. This game came out in 2003, about 4 years after the original Ape Escape came out. This game is not as good as the original. This musical score is not as memorable as it was. But hey, you could do this cool move where you could jump ahead, sprint ahead forward, jump ahead forward like that, leap ahead forward like that, which is the only Ape Escape game in the franchise that has that move in it. It has the boxing glove in it, the magic punch, which in this game, so in the first Ape Escape game, was just something you could use to take down, to break stuff. But in this game, it's really just an upgraded stun club. Who needs a stun club anymore when you got the magic punch? Look at that, you could punch down that spotlight, you could take down that, and look at that. Caught all the monkeys in a few seconds. Harley Quinn, yeah, of course. All the monkeys have names in this game. Well, they had names in the first game. It actually shows that they're called in this game when you capture them, which is for a good feature they added into this game. It's good they added in. And there's a lot of pop culture references in this game too. I mean, sure, all the Ape Escape games have pop culture references. The first Ape Escape game had, the original Ape Escape had, well, quite a few. They were kind of, they were very sparse, so there was a few. But in this game, there's a lot more in this game. Well, there's a lot of levels in this game. Almost more than half the levels in this game have at least one kind of pop culture reference hidden in them somewhere. And then in Ape Escape 3, pretty much every level in that game has some kind of pop culture. You see pop culture references in Ape Escape 3, or you see lightsabers being used in the Star Wars prequels. You know, in the Star Wars prequels, every 5 seconds, you can't go 5 seconds without someone turning on a lightsaber. You know, and then over there around this house, you can see there's, oh, look at that, see monkeys, they hide around everywhere. There's a monkey detector gadget you can use to help find these monkeys, but I find them most of the time without them. And look at this, let's capture this monkey here too, punch him in the face, punch his lights out, and look, Loser, yeah, he's named after that Three Doors Down song, Loser. You know the song by Three Doors Down, Loser, on their first album from 2000, the same album that had Kryptonite on it. That was a good album. They should have won a Grammy for that. But then again, since when did the Grammy people ever give Grammys to people that actually deserved them? Come on, there's Punto. I guess he drives a Pinto, because his name's Punto. I don't know, do monkeys have cars? Well, I don't Ape Escape 3, they have cars. I don't remember them having cars at all in this game. And by the way, you don't normally play a Spike in this game. You only play a Spike in this game if you beat the game completely. He's like an extra you can unlock in the game. I beat the game before, so that's why I'm able to play a Spike. As you can see, you normally play as some weird kid called Jimmy. But then again, something else interesting about the Ape Escape franchise too. The Ape Escape franchise in general doesn't really have any, there is no specific one main protagonist character. There's a main antagonist throughout the overall franchise, but there's no main protagonist character in the overall franchise on account of every game in the Ape Escape franchise, every game in the Ape Escape series has its own main character. This game has Jimmy as the main character, the first game had Spike as the main character, and the next game, guess what? Can you guess what for the next game? The next game has 2 different main characters, 2 different protagonists in the next game, which again, are not the same ones that were in this game or in the first game. Every Ape Escape game there is has a different main character. It's kind of like the thing. It's part of the rhythm of the rhythm of the franchise. It's like how the franchise is, how the franchise is supposed to play out. You know, like where every level has a different main character. Kind of like how in every Harry Potter book and movie they have a different defense against the dark arts teacher. But of course, Harry Potter's been going on a lot longer than Ape Escape has. Because Ape Escape, they haven't really made any new Ape Escape games since Ape Escape 3 in 2006. And this game now came out about 3 years after this game did in 2003. But I actually like Ape Escape 3 more than this game. This game's also not as good as Ape Escape 3. Ape Escape 3 had a better soundtrack and it had more things to do in it. Ape Escape 1, I like the minigames in Ape Escape 1 a lot. This game does have minigames, but they really kind of suck in this game. The minigames suck in this game. They're nowhere near as good as they were in the first Ape Escape. In the first Ape Escape, they were killer in the first Ape Escape, but in this game, not so much. There isn't really any good, how do I say it? There isn't really good minigames in this game. Ape Escape 3 had a few somewhat good minigames, but most of the time, they're not that great. The first game's the only Ape Escape game that really had any good mini-games in it. And this game also, a lot of levels in this game are kind of generic. It's like, look, you have the haunted house level, you have the grass, like 1999 reference to the first game. Mostly, there's a lot of, references to things like, there was a reference to the first game, there's a few references to the first game, too, and it was showing a flashback in the opening intro where it goes to black and white, and it shows like a scene from the first Ape Escape game when Spike had to take out Spectre. Yeah, that was a classic. Ape Escape is one of the best video games ever, I think. The first one, that is. The second one's really good too, but unfortunately it's not as good as the first Ape Escape game. A lot of people were kind of disappointed in this game actually, because a lot of them were expecting this game to be like an epic masterpiece like the first one was, but sadly, it kinda wasn't. There's Hyde, obvious reference to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Of course, another pop culture reference in this game. So, you know, again, as I tell you, there's so many pop culture references. Now we're going to a vitamin Z, some kind of vitamin Z factory. It's called the Vita Z factory, I think. Some kind of factory that produces some banana thing that causes monkeys to grow. And this game, that's everything too about this game. This is the least unique game in the series. The first and third game are very unique because of their storylines, their plots, what goes on in the games. But in Ape Escape 2, I mean, in terms of storyline, like Ape Escape 1 was about time travel. It's a time-traveling adventure where you go over the world and travel through time and space and capture monkeys. And Ape Escape 3 was about a prime-time invasion where monkeys take over TV and they have to stop this TV. It was all TV. That's why there were so many pop culture references in Ape Escape 3, because it's all TV-themed, like TV-based, TV-themed, which is actually a very unique thing. I really liked that they did that. The thing about this game is, not that this is bad, but this game kind of lacks that uniqueness. It's just simply, oh, another battle of Spectre. Spectre escapes again, all the monkeys escape again, and you have to go and capture them all over the world. That's all it is. There's nothing really unique about this game. I mean, there's nothing that this game has that the first game didn't have. There's nothing that this game has that Ape Escape 3 didn't have either, so, you know, for the most part, it's like, it is the most redundant game. To be honest, if there was one Ape Escape game in the series you could skip, it would be this one. But don't skip it, because it's still pretty good. It still has its merits. It's still very awesome. If you could have all of them, have all of them. Go ahead, buy all of them then, which I highly recommend that. Trust me, if you never played an Ape Escape game before, go ahead. You don't know what you're missing. Play an Ape Escape game, and trust me, you will not be disappointed. Overall, this game is pretty good. Not as good as the first or third one, but still pretty good. And it's really fun to play, and it has some great music too. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.